for 25 years. Your home for Minnesota Twins baseball.
Great stretch of weather continues tonight in Minneapolis for Game 2 of this 4-game series. Nothing short of a gorgeous night at the ballpark. This Twins-Yankees series on Fox Sports North is presented by Subway. Yankees reliever Mariano Rivera has 634 career saves, more than any other closer in all of baseball. In the history of baseball, the Twins honored Rivera and his accomplishments tonight with a broken bat rocking chair, the chair of broken dreams. Those are bats broken by Rivera himself as he's on his farewell tour this season, his last in baseball. Teams all across baseball are honoring Rivera as the Yankees come through town, just as the Twins did tonight. And this Yankees team may be without some of its stars for this series, but Rivera, you saw right there, he is one of the biggest. He is arguably the best reliever to ever play this game. And last night, Mariano told me that he has taken none of his accomplishments for granted.
I've been fortunate. to play this game for so long, and to be competitive. I think that's what it is all about. That's the game of baseball. Be competitive and do your best for your team. So I mean, Minnesota has been a great city and great fans that play good baseball, and that's why you appreciate it.
Of course, the Twins would rather not see Mariano Rivera save a game at all in this series for the Yankees. Last night, he did come in a non-save situation. Twins are focused on their starter, Samuel Deduno. Dick and Bert have more on Deduno and his control next.
Is presented by Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealers today. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by South Dakota Tourism. South Dakota, your American journey begins here. Gorgeous summertime weather to enjoy time on a Minnesota lake or spend time at the most beautiful ballpark in America, Target Field. Game 2 between the Twins and the Yankees coming up here tonight. Dick and Bert with you from Target Field. The Twins and Yankees continuing their 4-game series. A couple of disappointing games for the Twins. Over the last 2 games, they've given up 19 runs and lost a couple of ball games. What they need is for Samuel Deduno to do what he's done most times, and that's give him a real good chance to win.
Yeah, Samuel Deduno making his 8th start here tonight. If you saw the difference between Deduno last year when he made 15 starts and this year, it's basically been his control. Last year averaged over 6 walks per 9 innings. So far, less than 3. And boy, has he been attacking the strike zone. He's a guy that loves to show emotion out on that mound.
Robinson Cano of the Yankees might have the best smile in baseball. Unfortunately for Twins fans, they have seen him smile way too often already in this series.
He smiled about 3 times last night. He scored 4 runs, but since 2005, this guy is probably the best baseball player in the American League, if not all of baseball. A .307 career average, almost 200 home runs, and driving in a lot of runs by extra base hits. Last night, a couple home runs, a double, and scored 4 runs.
Twins still have hopes of having a winning homestand. It'll be tough against the Yankees. They've got to win 3 in a row to have a winning homestand. Game 2 of the 4-game series comes up in a moment. Beautiful night for baseball. The Twins take the field, hoping to end a little 2-game losing streak. Samuel Deduno has been everything the Twins could have hoped for. If the Twins don't have a #1 starter, Deduno is probably, the way he's performed, the closest thing the Twins have to one.
Well, in his 7 starts, he's given the Twins exactly what they need out of a starter in today's game. Get into the 6th and 7th inning.
Joe Girardi picked up career win number 600 last night. And there's batting order for the Yankees in Game 2. Brett Gardner in the leadoff spot. Ichiro Suzuki back in the starting lineup, batting second. Robinson Cano, then Travis Hafner. Zoilo Almonte batting 5th. Lyle Overbay 6th. Chris Stewart, David Adams, and Alberto Gonzalez.
And Deduno on the mound on his 30th birthday. So happy birthday, Samuel Deduno. Hopefully he can have a good one here tonight. He's pitched 6 or more innings in 5 of his 7 starts, making his 2nd career start against the Yankees. Last year in late September, came out after 2 innings with a left eye irritation. Only worked an inning and a 2/3 innings.
And the Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Josh Willingham put on the disabled list today, so we'll see a lot of Oswaldo Arcia in left, I would think. Aaron Hicks called up. He's in center. Chris Parmalee in right. Trevor Plouffe, Pedro Florimon, Brian Dozier, Justin Morneau, and Joe Mauer back behind the plate. And Duno taking the mound. The Twins need a well-pitched ball game. The last 2 games, particularly at the end of the games, have just absolutely crumbled for the Twins, eliminating any chance of winning the ball game. So Duno hopes to do better here today. And Gardner in the leadoff spot. Yankees scored first last night on a Cano home run. And Duno delivers strike 1.
Duno coming off a very good start in his last start against the Kansas City Royals here. He hooked up against Jeremy Guthrie, worked 7 very good innings, and the Twins won that ball game 3-1.
One and one. Off the plate, 2-1. You mentioned Duno as an earlier start late last year against the Yankees, and it was an odd thing, a frightening thing at the time. Duno had a terrible time simply catching the return throw from the catcher. Chopped foul. He would be flinching because he all but lost vision in one eye. It was just an irritation. Twins had no choice but to get him out of the ball game. You know, if you're going to have a hard time getting the flip from the catcher or seeing it, imagine a comebacker or a line drive. So Ron Gardner simply had no choice. 2-2, and Gardner taps it, and Duno underhands it to first. We always see a lot of that. In fact, in Duno's last start against Kansas City, he spent more time at first base than Justin Morneau did.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that, Dick. You know, so many balls, his fastball or breaking ball, it comes in and then it just dips at the end for all the hitters to do exactly what they do. And that's chop that ball in front of the plate. And Duno, quick flip, gets Gardner at first.
I think we talked about it in his last start. You're pitching, you'd like the hitters to hit the top half of the ball, and most of the Royals seem to be hitting the top fifth of the ball. And now Gardner does that for the first out. Ichiro Suzuki, the batter. Ichiro entered the game late last night, dropped down a bunt, got credit for a hit. And then Jared Burton threw wildly trying to pick him off.
Suzuki, 39 years old, came over from the Seattle Mariners last July to the Yankees. Two-time American League batting title when he first came up with the Seattle Mariners back in 2001 when he hit .350. Then followed up 3 years later in 2004, hit .372. 2,679 hits here in the United States. He had a lot of them in Japan before he came to the Mariners.
2-1. And another one chopped at the plate. I don't know that anyone could have imagined the impact he would have coming over here after starting his major league career as late as he did. He played professionally in Japan for 9 years, and he still might get 3,000 hits over here.
Well, he keeps himself in great shape. Career .322 hitter coming into this year, his 13th season.
2-2 from Duno to Suzuki. Chopped to short. Florimon's got to hurry. Fires to Morneau. 2 down. Even though he's almost 40 years old, you don't have any extra time with Suzuki putting it in play. Here's our Sanford Health injury report. Good to see Aaron Hicks back with the major league club, but it comes at the expense of Josh Willingham.
Yeah, Josh Willingham put on a disabled list that meniscus tear and then the bone bruise in his left knee. That's not good news.
Terry Ryan said right before he came upstairs to join us for the pregame show regarding Willingham that they are convinced at this point that there will be no surgery needed for Willingham for the meniscus tear, that it's something they at least hope to and are confident right now they'll be able to wait with that until the off season to get the knee cleaned up. 1-0 to Cano. So it's a matter, the theory goes, of getting the bone bruise to quiet down, the inflammation out of there, and hopefully Willingham will be able to rejoin the club in 2 weeks. 2-0.
Well, what a night that Cano had last night. Homered in his first 2 at-bats, both coming off of Scott Diamond. Added a double later in the ball game. 4 times he scored, and he knocked in 3 runs.
On the outside corner. Hafner on deck. The Yankee designated hitter. Swing and a miss.
If you've not seen Doduno pitch before, he has a good moving fastball. He'll cut it. He'll throw a 2-seamer the other way, sink the other way. That last pitch, like the hard slider down and in, mix in a slow curveball, and then the changeup. Fastball, Mauer's not going to move much, but because of the movement, and sometimes you don't know where it's going either. But he's done a lot better job of that this year. We showed you the graphic last year, averaging over 6 walks per 9 innings. This year, less than 3. 14 walks and now 44 and a third innings.
Full count to Cano. Breaking ball, another tapper. Morneau to Doduno. 3 feeble ground balls and a 1-2-3 first inning. Haven't played well. Twins at a point where they want to get to the 500 mark, and they've taken 2 steps backward. They'll try to get facing in the right direction again here tonight. Brian Dozier in the leadoff spot, taking a look at the Menards batting order. It's Dozier back in the leadoff spot. Then Joe Mauer back behind the plate and in the lineup. Ryan Doumit, the designated hitter. Justin Morneau, Trevor Plouffe, Oswaldo Arcia, Chris Parmelee, Aaron Hicks, and Pedro Florimo. And on the mound for game 2, it'll be right-handed pitcher Phil Hughes. He has been very inconsistent this year, especially over his last 8 starts. 1 win, 5 losses, an ERA at 5.19, making his 5th career start against the Twins. Just 1 win for Hughes in his last 8 starts. And a very disappointing month of June. We'll see what the Twins can do against Hughes. They scored 3 first-inning runs against Andy Pettit last night. Dozier, Mauer, and Doman. And strike 1 from Hughes.
Hughes has actually pitched better on the road than he has at Yankee Stadium. 2-2 in 7 starts on the road. Very good ERA, about 2 runs less on the road.
So we're going to miss 2 strikes.
And he's 2-1 in his career against the Twins with an ERA at 3. So he's had some success against the Twins.
He eliminated them in the playoffs a few years ago.
There's the road and home splits.
A high fly to short left. Zoilo Almonte. 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Yankees. Zoilo Almonte in left field. Brett Gardner in center. Ichiro Suzuki in right. David Adams, Alberto Gonzalez, Robinson, Cano, Lyle, Overbay for Stewart back behind the plate. The 6th game of this homestand. And Joe Mauer's looking for his first hit. Wasn't in the lineup yesterday. Struck out as a pinch hitter last night.
2 hits and 12 at-bats against Hughes.
Strike at the knees. Little fly ball, short right center field. Suzuki coming in. He makes the catch. Duno getting the Yankees to beat it into the ground, and Hughes getting the Twins to pop it up.
Yeah, Hughes is more of a fly ball pitcher. He's pretty straight fastball. He'll mix in a pretty good knuckle curveball, little cut fastball like all the Yankees do because of that number 42 out in that bullpen, and a changeup.
Ryan Doman, the batter, the designated hitter, caught last night. Doman a better right-handed hitter than left, and for Hughes it really doesn't make any difference this year. Left-handed batters hitting .256 against him, right-handed batters hitting .255. Another pop-up, this one spinning foul over the Yankee dugout. 1-1.
Hughes has given up 14 home runs, 10 of them to left-handed hitters. Hughes 27 years old in his 7th season with the Yankees. 16-game winner last year. His best year coming in 2010 when he won 18 ball games for the Yankees.
Mentioned the batting average splits right and left-handed. That's in his career. This year left-handers have had a little bit better success against Phil Hughes. 2-1 to the switch hitter Doman. Off speed pitch, 76 miles per hour, and strike 2.
That's that slow curveball right there by Hughes.
The knuckle curve?
The little knuckle curve just kind of puts a finger up.
A tapper that rolls about 10 feet in front of the plate. And Hughes, like Duno, has a 1-2-3 first inning.
field for a very special event for Twins season ticket holders. 12 of them, plus their guests, were randomly selected to watch tonight's game from this location with former Twins manager Tom Kelly. He's up here schmoozing with the guests, answering questions, signing autographs. Brad Edstrom is one of the season ticket holders up here. He's from Shakopee. What is it like, Brad, to watch Twins and Yankees hanging out with TK?
It's amazing. I mean, the view, just talking to Tom Kelly and asking him about 91 or 87, asking him what his favorite parts of those years were, and asking him where this team's going now. It's been just an amazing thing. Tom's one of the greatest managers that were ever been in baseball. It's awesome.
Not a bad night at all. Have fun, Brad.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, Dick and Bert, the 12 season ticket holders were randomly selected through the Sweet Spot, which is exclusive to season ticket holders. How about that for a perk? Watching Twins, Yankees, hanging out with TK on a night like this.
Pretty nice.
Pretty nice. Thank you, Marnie. The Twins do a lot of extra things for their season ticket holders. It's been my pleasure to host some of the fan forums where they get exclusive opportunity to ask questions of Twins players or coaches. 2 strikes to the cleanup batter for the Yankees, Travis Hafner, outside 1-2. I wonder, see, I'm weird enough to where if I had that opportunity to spend some time with Tom Kelly as a fan, I'd probably want to ask him about 1995 instead of 87 and 91. Everybody always asks him about the World Series years, but
because that's very positive.
Yeah, I know, but just ask him a question about 1995 just to break it up for him. Wasn't a good year for the Twins. Tom probably purposely has forgotten most about it.
Let's hope he did.
2-2 to Hafner. He'll be followed by Almonte and Overbay. And now 3-2. Counts like this is where we've seen Deduno able to throw a strike when he absolutely has to. That's why the walk numbers are down.
Well, he did it on Cano.
Yeah.
He just threw a little breaking ball, and Cano hit the top of the ball and hit the ground ball to first base.
Line foul.
That a little cutter stayed on the same plane, but it came running in on Hafner, and all he could do was hook it foul.
The Yankees should have a pretty good scouting report on Deduno because his manager in the WBC is on the Yankee coaching staff. Everybody okay down there? Looks like it. Ron Gardenhire has said one of the biggest changes he's seen in Deduno this year over last. First, the 3-2 pitch. Tapper to second and going down to a knee. Dozier throws to Morneau. One away. Another ground ball out. Is the ability to throw more than one pitch for a strike when he has to. Not always the breaking pitch.
I think the biggest thing for Deduno is just his confidence. Last year, kind of getting his feet wet. You're nervous. You're up here. You're kind of all over the place. His minor league numbers showed that. He had a tough time throwing the ball over the plate. But for some reason, maybe it's a WBC. Maybe it's just a confidence factor. But now he's on a nice roll. That's a curveball right there. He gets over for strike 1.
1 strike to Zoilo Almonte.
You cannot beat confidence at anything that you do. You believe in yourself, and I think Deduno does now. Last year he wasn't sure. He is now.
As well as he's pitched, it's easy to forget how little major league experience he has. Came into the year with just 84 2/3 innings in the big leagues. Another chopper, a nubber. Roy Smalley, 5 at bats, and Hafner hit his ground ball fairly hard, but they've all been just choppers almost right in front of the plate.
And I got to tell you guys, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, what we've seen from Samuel Deduno in terms of hitters making bad contact. I've seen a lot of guys that are sinker ball pitchers get a lot of ground balls, but every once in a while you mix in a 1-hopper or a hard 2-hopper, and once in a while a hitter will square up a pitch against Deduno. But you see, I don't think I remember seeing this many just numbers in a game, much less in the first 2 innings. And it's like this every game he pitches.
Yeah. 2 quick outs here in the second. Lyle Overbay, the batter.
Well, I mentioned, Deduno, he's got confidence. He's getting strike one. He's not where he was last year. 79 innings pitched. He averaged 5 1/3 innings last year in 15 starts. Look at the walks compared to this year.
2 strikes. Now, with that is a decreased number of strikeouts.
Well, he's averaging 6 1/3 innings. Well, he threw 87 pitches in his last start. 60 for strikes. Great strike to ball ratio. That's something we didn't see from him last year.
There's another one. Deduno's burned more calories covering first base than he has throwing the baseball. Presented by Subway. Great 2 innings for Samuel Deduno. The Twins will try to get him some early run support here after they were set down 1-2-3 by Phil Hughes. Justin Morneau, Trevor Plouffe, Oswaldo Arcia will face Hughes here in the second inning. Twins playing their 80th game. And if Morneau drives in a couple of runs before the end of tomorrow's game, that would put him on a pace to drive in 100. Strike. The home run totals are down. So naturally the RBI total would be down. Fouled back, but Morneau also hasn't had the most productive hitters hitting in front of him. We all know Mauer's hit in front of him, and Joe typically with an on-base percentage of over 40.
Well, one thing that Cleet Thomas did, he did a great job as a leadoff hitter in about a dozen games, hitting about 280 in that leadoff spot.
Fouled back
and
again.
that created more runs, opportunities for that number guy in the number 4 spot.
Thomas has played pretty much every day since his call-up. He gets today out or off out of the starting lineup. Ron Gardenhire said they will mix him in. He'll continue to play. 2 strikes. If Thomas were somehow a right-handed batter, his chances of playing would be greater. But he, like Parmelee and Arcia, a left-handed batter. Hicks has the advantage of being a switch hitter. Twins are looking for some right-handed pop now that Willingham's on the disabled list. 2 strikes to Morneau. And a ball.
Hughes pretty good control. 23 walks. Couple intentional in 84 innings pitched coming into this ball game.
He's got an interesting delivery, doesn't he, Bert? Real short armor type guy. Hides the ball behind his front shoulder, and then everything comes at you all at once. You don't see an awful lot of arms swinging around there for any kind of timing purpose as a hitter.
Yeah, he's pretty much done it all for the Yankees. As a starter, he's in a bullpen for a while. He saved some games for the Yankees. But now in that rotation.
Hot ground ball. Cano goes to his right, makes a nice play, and flips to Overbay, one away. Bluth will hit next. First, we'll tell you more about being in the Twins season ticket family. You'll be hitting the sweet spot. You can purchase any of the Twins season ticket packages. Receive 10% off food, beverage, and merchandise bought at Target Field. Call 800-33-TWINS. Visit twinsbaseball.com. Check out about the options. Learn about the benefits that come along with Twins season tickets. Trevor Plouffe, the batter. Hughes has won double digits in wins in 2 different years. 18-8 in 2010, 16-13 last year. In each case, he had an ERA of 4.19, which it's okay, but in each case, he came close to winning 20 games with an ERA of over 4. That's what happens when you pitch normally for the New York Yankees. Foul back.
Well, and that also happens when you know, quality start nowadays is 6 innings, 3 earned runs or less. So that's a 4.5 earned run average.
If you can go 6 or 7, let's see. The 8th inning goes to David Robertson.
Yeah.
That's always been pretty good. And I guess most of last year, Rivera, of course, was hurt, but he's locked down a lot of them in the 9th for Phil Hughes. 2-2.
Well, making his 119th major league start, Hughes also his 168th major league appearance.
Lace to left. And more we're seeing Trevor Plouffe get the barrel of the bat on it. My memory of him last year is he had a lot of at bats where he got jammed, hit it off the end of the bat, but ball makes a nice sound coming off his bat more often.
Yeah, good swing right there by Trevor Plouffe. Ball left pretty much about belt high, and Trevor, quick hands, knocks it right through the infield. So the first hit of the ball game goes to Trevor Plouffe.
And when he does hit the ball in the barrel, guys, the ball jumps, and you can't teach that. Some guys just have the knack of when they square it up, the ball makes a different sound and jumps off, coming off there more like a super ball. And Trevor Plouffe's one of those guys.
So's the guy in the box right now, isn't he, Roy?
Absolutely.
Strike one. Arcia with an infield hit last night. .166 at bats for Arcia. Six home runs you saw, but also 10 doubles.
You got to remember, he's facing a lot of these pitchers for the first time, too. You can look at video all you want, but, you know, Arcia's put together a pretty good rookie season so far.
Popped up center field. Gardner comes in a few steps. Out number 2.
See, he will remember that fastball in. Maybe in his next at bat to Roy, he might be a little bit quicker inside.
He will be quicker inside next time. I'll refer back to our talking about the delivery of Phil Hughes first, and your point, Bert, about the first time seeing guys. The ball's a little sneaky. That short arm, it jumps on hitters just a little bit differently than a guy who's got a longer arm, where you kind of time where his arm is. This is almost like an Iron Mike, where it just kind of jumps at you. Arcia will now, having seen that, will put that in the banks, and I would imagine he'd get the big end of the bat out a little quicker next time.
Here's Chris Parmelee. Parmelee might not see any breaking balls down for the rest of this series. He got a breaking ball down yesterday and way out on his front foot. He just kind of flicked his bat at it and hit it out.
That was off Andy Pettit, too. So there's Andy Pettit. I believe that was a 3-2 pitch that he hit it out.
1-0. You can see how Parmalee really gets fooled by this pitch, but still hits a home run.
Yeah, this in the 6th inning. Pettit came out for the 6th, and the only batter he faced was Chris Parmalee. That gave the Twins a 4-3 lead at the time.
2-0 to Parmalee. Fouled back.
Sometimes you wonder how a guy could hit the ball so far looking like he's so out on his front foot and off balance, but you hit the ball a long ways with extension, and oftentimes when you're fooled, you can be fooled, and the pitch is a little slower. It gets your arms all the way extended, and if you get the big end of the bat on the ball and you're strong, like Parmalee is, it'll go a long way.
3-1 with Aaron Hicks on deck. And time called.
You can see right here he is way off balance, but his arms are extended, and when the big end gets to the ball, he's fully extended and has that little wrist snap at the end, which flipped it in the seats.
Lifted foul into the seats over the tarp. 3-2. With 2 gone, Plouffe will leave early from first. Full count from Phil Hughes to Chris Parmalee. And he waited on a breaking pitch that was down. This time he struck him out. Twins get a hit, lead Plouffe aboard. No score after 2. Duno. Right in front of the plate. 3 feet in front of the plate. 3 feet in front of the plate. That one was still in the dirt. That one landed in the batter's box.
And they don't move very far out of the batter's box. It's amazing.
Inside to Chris Stewart, David Adams, and Alberto Gonzalez will follow. You know, you look at Duno's minor league record, and even to some degree last year. In the minor leagues, he had terrible control problems, but he always struck out more than an inning pitched. In the 84 2/3 coming into this year, 57 walks in the big leagues, 64 strikeouts. And maybe another way of saying what we've been saying is this guy has evolved into a pitch to contact pitcher, and given how little contact teams have made against him, that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, he's getting better and better with he's like a fine wine. Duduno, originally signed by the Rockies and then spent some time in the Padre organization. I look at also in his minor league 107 wild pitches. So he was kind of all over the place.
3-1. And this one beaten foul behind the plate.
Well, I guess my thought would be, why wouldn't you want to be a pitch to contact guy when the contact's that bad?
Yeah.
And I guess I would do a pitch to contact slash just pitch to the middle of the strike zone and trust the movement of your stuff. I think, as Bert was talking about, getting confidence. Oh my!
Bauer will take care of it. That one only traveled 25 feet. Get into the game on Fox Sports North. Submit a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Laurie in Waconia wondering what we think finally clicked for Samuel Duduno.
Well, go ahead, Bert. I was just going to. That's just what I was going to talk about. But you go ahead, because you nailed it.
No, I think, just what he went through last year, and you see that ball land foul and then in fair territory, and Joe throws out Stewart. But I just think his exposure last year, he struggled a little bit. Went to the WBC, had a lot of success, pitched in that final game for the Dominican Republic against Puerto Rico, pitched 5 very good innings, and he just has a better mound presence now. He believes in himself. You can kind of see that.
Yeah, I think he believes in himself, and because of that, part of that belief is the belief in the movement of his stuff. He's been up here, and he sees the bad contact, and as you were mentioning, Dick, he was a strikeout and walk guy. Now he wants to just throw it in there and let them beat it around, because he trusts his stuff. Just what Bert's saying. He believes in himself, and as importantly, he really, I think, believes in his stuff now.
Even that last pitch right there, I think he knew what he did wrong, and then he comes back with a very good pitch, gets another ground ball out.
3 hops to Florimon, 2 down. Well, we asked Tony Pena, his manager in the WBC, what the game plan was with Duduno and his catcher Carlos Santana.
I don't want him to sit in the edge. I want him to sit right in the middle of the play. He have a lot of movement in his ball, and sometimes he have problem to control those movement. I just tell Santana to stay right in the middle of the play.
And that's controlled by the catcher, Joe Mauer, here tonight. And it has been controlled by, if it's Ryan Domit or whoever. I know Herman caught him a couple times. It's just not moving much and letting your defense help you out. And boy, have they ever today.
Duduno went for the ground ball almost like he was insulted that it got as far as Brian Dozier. 9 up, 9 down with 9 ground ball outs. Sports North is presented by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. Beautiful night for baseball. My goodness. We're lucky to be here. We're very glad that you are spending your Tuesday night with Twins baseball. Aaron Hicks, Pedro Florimon, and Brian Dozier will try to get the first run of the game for the Twins here in the bottom of the third. Hicks back with the ball club. Dispatched to Minnesota from Rochester, where he never actually played a game. He played for the Red Wings, but they were on the road. He never did play in Rochester. And the game rained out last night. And Hicks shows bunt, takes a ball 1-1. The hope is that we will reflect back on this day and Hicks's 179 batting average and somehow mark this as a turning point for him, getting some at bats in AAA and maybe just clearing his head a little bit. The batting average was coming up as it was before he got hurt. 1-2. As a right-handed batter hitting .275, but really struggling from this side of the plate. A high fly to right field. Back is Suzuki looking up and off the base of the wall. Hicks has a double on a ball that looked like it was catchable. One of the few times where a visiting team may have given away an advantage to the Twins. Suzuki thinking of the wall and also the overhang.
Yeah, he's thinking of that little limestone that sticks out over into the playing field. Now, fastball, Hicks gets the bat out quickly. It's a deep fly ball in the way that Suzuki turned. I thought that was a home run. So Suzuki watching the ball, and you can see it hit the base of the padding, and Suzuki gets it back in, but a ball that Suzuki does go back to the wall, he catches.
Now,
there's that little overhang right there. A little further out on this side than toward the line.
And I think if you're a right fielder, guys, you got to go. You have to play the ball as if it's going to stay in the park and you can catch it. That was a mistake. Sometimes fly balls like that will hit that limestone, and guy might get a triple, but if you don't get back to it, he's going to get a double for sure. I think you protect against that first.
Slashed foul 1-1. Well, you see it often at Fenway Park, only without the overhang. People who are unaccustomed to playing in front of that short wall sometimes will play for a bounce and the ball will hit 3-4 feet up on the wall. 1-1 to Florimon, trying to pull the ball here and at least get Hicks to third base.
That's his goal right here. He has to get Hicks over to third, whether it be a bunt like he tried right there, the ball down.
2-1.
You're right, Burton. This is totally up to the hitter here. There will not be a sign from Gardy or Joe Vavra over there at third base. This is but every Twins hitter knows in this situation, basically don't come back here unless you get the guy over, and you can decide how you want to do it.
If you're the 9 hitter, you have to do it here.
Snap bat, and the third baseman will make the catch. One away.
Bat at bat.
Dozier will hit. You can participate in the AT&T Twitter poll. In this series, we're asking you, which team do you enjoy the Twins beating the most? You can vote via Twitter using the following hashtags: beat Yankees, beat White Sox, beat Tigers.
That was a bad pitch selection to swing at right there, Roy. A fastball in. I mean, if he can't get the barrel of the bat out, as you talk about, you know, that's not doing your job.
That's right, Bert. You just have to do that, and it will make a manager especially frustrated when a team hasn't played particularly well, and you really want to win a ball game. You got to do the little things to scratch out runs. You just have to do them.
Dozier takes a strike at the knees.
A lot of games are won because early in a game, somewhere along the line, a guy did his job and got a guy over to third base. Bert, you did a nice job of talking about Doman getting over to third base. last night. It's the same kind of deal. Just little things like that to pick up a run. And oftentimes that's the difference in a game.
Yeah, absolutely, and you have to play the game the right way.
1-1 to Dozier. Hit a fly ball to left his first time up.
Dozier may get a base hit here. He may, knock in, Hicks with a base hit, but you cannot. I mean, that's something that Florimon needs to work on.
This to right, and Ichiro with the catch out, number 2. Hicks still at second base. Well, a good spot for Mauer to break out of the hitless skid. It has reached 18 at bats without a hit. You hit a solo home run, and it's nice. It's a run. It's a point on your side. But when you get a leadoff double, and the next 2 batters contribute to the run, and 3 guys contribute to scoring a run rather than just the batter, for some reason, that looks better. It feels better. You've got more players involved in producing that run. Mauer takes in the dirt, ball 1.
Well, plus, Dick, it just resubstantiates what kind of team you are and how you're able to do the little things. It's a pitcher not walking the leadoff guy when you have a lead in the 8th inning or the 9th inning, or it's a guy getting a bunt down or getting from first to third. It's the little things that contribute to wins that make you feel really, really good about yourself as a team, more than one guy just having the skill to hit the ball in the ballpark.
1-0 to Mauer. 2-0. I remember in a series in 2005, the White Sox were rolling. It was going to be their year, and I think the most animated I've ever seen any White Sox team was when they scored an early run against the Twins. Somebody had doubled, and then the middle of the lineup, might not have been Thomas and Konerko, somebody got them over and got them in, which is not typically White Sox style of baseball. 2-1. And there were high fives on the field and in the dugout.
Well, when you have a team that does not hit a lot of home runs, I don't care if you hit a home run, you have to do the little things. You have to get, we had to get Hicks over to third base in that situation. Take some of the pressure off Dozier. Also now takes a little bit of the pressure off of Joe Mauer.
See if Mauer can give the Twins a pick-me-up. Hicks still at second base. Two and 1 to the Twins catcher. 3-1.
You know what, and Roy and I and you, Dick, and I, we're talking about this only because that's the way that Gardy feels. He knows the importance of the little things to create runs. We're not, we're not jumping on the Twins. We're just saying that's not the right thing to do. That was a bad at bat.
Pitch at the knees called ball 3. 3-1. Driven to left, but it'll turn left. 3-2.
He is with 55 major league wins, 43 losses, an ERA at 4.43. 2 complete games in his career.
Three-two. Lace to right. Hicks to third. Coming around. Ichiro's throw. 1-0 Twins, and Mauer delivers the pick-me-up hit.
Oh, big at bat. Joe ends that little streak that he was on as far as not getting hits. He picks up an RBI, his 27th, and the Twins take a 1-0 lead. So good 2-out hitting right there. Breaking ball going right into the swing of Mauer. He pulls it. A lot of top spin. That lands in front of Suzuki. Hicks off with a crack of the bat.
A 2-out hit driving in the first run of the game. Here's Doman. There's another 2-out hit. It'll send Bauer to second. And Morneau will come up with 2 men aboard. 4th hit for the Twins. Ball come in the last 8 at bats. Morneau bounced out to second his first time up.
Yeah, Stewart out to talk to Hughes. Hughes coming off a very good start in his last start in New York against the Rangers. 8 very good innings, gave up only 2 runs, but he lost that ball game 2-0.
Florimon can feel better knowing that the Twins got the run anyway. And Morneau takes ball 1. It's been so frustrating about this bad stretch for the Twins as it's coincided with an even worse stretch by the Tigers. Cleveland's taken advantage of it to get past the Tigers in the standings. Swing and a miss.
Boy, mighty swing right there by Justin. He just swung right through it. Those are the ones you want him to see and make contact with. That ball would have went a long way.
To center. Gardner back to make the catch and end the inning. The Twins get 3 hits, take advantage eventually of the leadoff double, and it's 1-0 Twins. Let us know who you think will be the Arby's Value Player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234-234. Most votes, I would think now, after 3 innings, would go to the Twins starting pitcher. He's been perfect through 3. He's got 9 ground ball outs.
Can't do any better than that.
And it'll be Gardner, Suzuki, and Cano in the Yankee 4th. You know, the whole pitch to contact theory kind of took a beating here in Minnesota the last couple of years because the contact was pretty solid, far too solid. And there's a reason that a lot of successful pitchers have pitched that way. You were a strikeout pitcher. Fouled away 1 strike. But a lot of guys who've joined you in the Hall of Fame were guys who didn't necessarily strike you out. Catfish Hunter was, I guess, you'd have to call him a pitch to contact guy, right?
Yeah, Ferguson Jenkins, even though he had over 3,000 strikeouts, was that type of pitcher. Good control.
1 strike to Gardner. Inside a ball.
Well, guys, you know what's funny about that too is that there are the guys that you mentioned, Catfish Hunter and Bert. You mentioned Fergie Jenkins. A lot of those guys, they were pitch to contact because they could pitch to the corners of the plate at will. They had great control, as Bert said, and so the contact is never as good on the corners, right? I mean, that's why they were pitch to contact guys. They had that kind of control, and what we've seen Deduno change, and what Tony Pena said is, look, if you set up from the middle of the plate, the ball will move to the corner, and you don't have to try to hit the corner so much and go and walk guys all the time.
There's even a corner right there.
Like that pitch right there. Joe's pretty much sitting down the heart of the plate, but the ball just a bit, on the outside, and it's a strike. Watch Joe sitting. I mean, he's sitting pretty much right down the middle. Good pitch. Always a good pitch.
2-2.
It's a strike.
Breaking ball, lifted foul and out of play.
Oh.
Two and two. Another one fouled. Same spot almost. Well, for a team that needs its starting pitcher to pitch innings, it wasn't working the other way for Deduno. And he's thrown 47 pitches, now throwing pitches in the fourth, and his first strikeout. One down.
Well, a good breaking ball down underneath that swing of a lot of left-handed hitters, so Deduno picks up his first strikeout. Good pitch.
Missed it by about a foot.
That's a tough pitch for lefties to lay off of, because it looks like it's right there and they swing over the top.
Let me tell you about it.
Summer's worth of good times at Target Field. You can check out the Steal of the Week and demand-based pricing for great deals on single game purchases all season long. Go ahead, call 800-33-TWINS or go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets. One down, Suzuki at the plate, 1-0. And 2-0, and Deduno strolls off the mound.
Good thing right here. Take a little breather. You missed a couple. Okay, get in order. All right, now pretty much Joe's going to say, here, give me a good fastball down the middle. Get back, get a strike.
Wide again, 3-0.
Regroup. That's what it's called, just to regroup. Now the challenge, can you come all the way back? There's strike one. Yep.
Suzuki hit a chopper to short his first time up. And a walk puts him aboard. Where last year we would see this and then it would be followed by another walk or 3 walks in 4 or 5 plate appearances.
Now Robertson Cano, you want to be careful of this guy because what he did last time, but what he's done throughout his career. A long ball, a great average hitter. A lot of extra base hits for Cano. Has he ever hit into a double play?
In a Twins game?
He's hit into 11 double plays, the most of any Yankee. Deduno's had 3 double plays turned behind him.
On the outside corner. Cano with a look back. I've never seen this guy stressed out. Talked in the pregame show or in the open about his smile. He's got a Kirby Puckett type of a smile, but he's got just a devil-may-care attitude, it seems. Just seems to enjoy just about everything about being a big league ball player. One strike.
And he plays every day, too. Since 2007, he's missed only 12 games.
1-1.
So he has stayed healthy.
It reminds me of Joe Garagiola saying about Rod Carew one time. I was sitting on the bench at the Old Met, and Rodney walked by, and someone said, "Boy, what a great guy Rod Carew is." And Garagiola said, "Well, he's hitting 390.
Why?
How can he not be a good guy? I mean, show me a guy like me hit 190. I'll show you a good guy."
I don't think you would see the smile off of a 190 hitter.
Off the plate, now 2-1. 6 out of the last 7 have missed the strike zone. Cano can be a free agent after this year.
I don't think he's going anywhere. Just keep the ball down, that's all. A high fastball that Cano swung through.
2-2, and Nuno probably knows he's not going to be able to live up there and survive very long against Robinson Cano.
Sometimes what happens, guys, is Duduno's been so good at keeping the ball down, the ball diving down. All the Yankee hitters have either hit the ball, pound the ball into the ground, or watch their teammates do it, and that pitch can surprise a guy. You're right, he doesn't want to live up there, but every once in a while, when you're really good downstairs, you can surprise a guy up there with good stuff.
Yeah, change the eye level a little bit.
3-2 to Cano with Hafner on deck. Suzuki with good speed. One of the things Duduno's done well is he's controlled the running game. No team has even attempted a stolen base against him.
Yeah, Suzuki 12 stolen bases in 15 attempts. I think he's going to be taking off here.
Full count to Cano. Runner goes, and the pitch hits sharply to left. First Yankee hit, and Suzuki checks in at second base. First and second, one down, and that'll bring up Hafner.
That's how you hit 300 right there. Don't try to do too much. The ball outer half of the plate. He didn't try to pull it. He just went with it. And with the shortstop Florimon covering, don't know if Florimon would have been able to get that anyway, but first hit of the ball game goes to Cano for the Yankees.
Great point, Bert. He's a classic hit the ball where it's pitched guy. He's got that beautiful glide into the ball and just tries to stay in the center of the diamond.
Hafner the batter.
Now Hafner, I believe, yeah, he grounded into a double play last night. He could do it again here.
Grounded to Dozier sharply his first time up. Dug out by Mauer, ball one. The Hafner double play last night, his third ground ball double play of the year. Chased by Plouffe, but just out of his reach, and then an awkward collision with the tarp.
Yeah, good effort right there by Plouffe. Just ran out of room. But Hafner, a tough guy to probably double up because of that uppercut swing that he has. He's trying to hit everything in the air. Over 200 major league home runs for Hafner. Plouffe giving a good chase and realizing he can't get to it, decides to hug the tarp.
One and one. Twins clinging to a 1-0 lead. Yankees have made Duduno work, and he's cooperated with them by misfiring, throwing more balls than strikes this inning.
Wants a new sign right there. Florimon, the shortstop, keeping Suzuki close to second base.
0-2. A cutting fastball that looked like it nearly hit Hafner in the back leg.
It's almost the same pitch that struck out Gardner to start this inning off.
One and two to Hafner. Lifted to left. Chased to the corner by Arcia. And he's there for the catch, out number 2. A fly ball out.
Time to take Duduno out.
Getting the ball up. That'll bring up Zoilo Almonte. Almonte with a ground ball, a chopper to Morneau his first time up. Mentioned it last night. There have been now in Major League Baseball 2 players with the first name of Zoilo. Asked Florimon, who's also from the Dominican Republic, and he said it's an uncommon name in the Dominican Republic. But then I asked Tony Oliva, and of course he was a teammate of Zoilo Versalles, and he says in Cuba that's a fairly common first name. Almonte had a good day at the plate last night.
Tony doing the Spanish radio tonight
with Alfonso Fernandez. 1 strike and a called strike. 0-2. Well, for the first time in this ball game, Duduno's had to work, and he's had to work with men on base. And he's one good pitch away from working through this difficulty. That was a good pitch. Slowly to Florimon. Inning over. A walk, a single consecutively. No damage done. And it's still 1-0. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by Toyota. Let's go places. To find the nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Pepsi fans of the game enjoying a beautiful night here at Target Field. Samuel Duduno had a little hiccup in the 4th inning, but he got through it. Twins still leading 1-0. And now Trevor Plouffe, Oswaldo Arcia, and Chris Parmelee will hit for the Twins in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ball 1. Happy to see on the Twitter that Jim Thome has been hired by the White Sox as an assistant to the general manager.
Good for Jim.
His playing career apparently over, and of course Jim spent a lot of years with the White Sox, and he's going to be working with the minor league system with the White Sox. 2-0. Breaking ball over for a strike.
Well, he's such an ambassador not only to baseball but just to life, just his attitude and his determination. So good for the White Sox on getting Jim Thome in their organization.
3-1. Two things about Thome. One, it's odd to think back now. His last hit was an infield hit in the playoffs for the Orioles last year. And then the only good thing about him not playing this year, it starts the clock toward Cooperstown. And a bad miss by Hughes. Bloof draws a leadoff walk.
First walk for Hughes, and it's a leadoff walk. Don't they usually score?
They have the last couple games. Yep. Oswaldo Arcia.
Be interesting, guys, to see if Hughes thinks he can get the ball in on Arcia again, since he did the first time we saw him. And this is going to be an interesting at bat.
You could see when we replayed it, Arcia upset he didn't do something more with the pitch he got. Appeared to be a belt-high fastball in the inner half of the plate.
Well, he saw two pitches, a breaking ball for strike one, then he went fastball in, and Arcia popped it up.
Down low, ball one.
Now Hughes fighting his control a little bit. Vavra going through signs. Let's see if they make him throw a strike here.
3 starts ago, Hughes was taken out in the 5th inning, mainly because of his lack of control. He walked 5 in 4 1/3 innings against the A's. 1-0. 2-0. Well, Hughes in the top, or excuse me, Duduno in the top half of this inning ran into some issues after striking out Gardner. He walked the guy, fell behind Cano, and ended up working the count full before Cano got the first base hit.
Let's watch this swing if he gets a low fastball strike.
3-0. Parmalee on deck.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, looking on for the Yankees. Take a pitch here, Roy.
Yeah, he'll be taking this one. I don't think he was taken up until here. I think he'll take one here.
Heck of a take. Down the line, a fair ball. Bloof will round second, go to third. Arcia digging for second. Almonte's thrown not in time. So he was green lighted. And instead of over swinging and trying to pull the ball, he got an extra base hit to the opposite field.
Well, I love that that green light by Ron Gardner. I didn't think he would do it after 3-1, 5-pitch walk, and then 3 straight balls. I didn't think he'd turn him loose. But I really like it. The young man's been swinging the bat well. He's going to get a fastball. Let's see what he can do with it. And it wasn't a particularly great 3-0 swing. You usually want to get the bat hit out in front, get it moving toward your pull field, but we'll take it.
Yeah, that ball kind of slicing the other way. So a double for Arcia, his 11th of the year. Let's see if Parmalee can pick up a couple runs here.
Struck out his first time up. Hit the late home run last night. Fouled back. That fastball looked like it sneaked up on him a little bit.
Yeah, Hughes is a little sneaky, I think. And even on the 3-0 pitch, when Arcia had seen a lot of fastballs, he was late on that one. He was strong enough to muscle it down the left field line. But later than you would think a guy would be 3-0. And that pitch did beat Parmalee. You're right.
Missing. 1-1. 1-1 to Parmalee. Slap to left, back into the seats, 1-2. Twins putting Josh Willingham on the disabled list today. Aaron Hicks called up. He'll play center. That's all he's played for the Twins. The corner outfielders figure to be Arcia and Parmalee, with Cleet Thomas mixed in occasionally. But Parmalee, who for most of the month of June found it hard to get regular playing time, probably won't find that difficulty anymore.
Yeah, a lot of his hits as of late have been extra base hits, home runs, doubles.
Takes a called third strike. One down. Parmalee has struck out twice, and now Hicks.
Yeah, the only 2 strikeouts that Hughes has have been Chris Parmalee. Fastball middle in.
Hicks lifted a fly ball, and it was really nothing more than that to right field, but Ichiro Suzuki played it into a double off the fence. It hit about, it looked like 2 or 3 feet up on the wall and right.
Now, corner infielders in, and then the middle infielders playing back.
He's got to get at least one here. Hicks, the number 8 batter, then Florimon. Breaking ball, and it's strike 1. Plouffe led off the inning with a walk. Arcia slashed a double down the left field line. Another breaking pitch taken for strike 2.
Well, it just seems like Hicks right there couldn't pull the trigger on either one of those breaking balls that were kind of hittable. Started him off with that slow curveball, and here another breaking ball.
One of the hardest things for a young hitter to do is to understand how a pitcher is most likely to try and get you out. The scouting report has got to say that left-handed, he struggles a little bit against breaking balls. He hit a fastball for a double. Pretty good chance Hughes was going to throw a lot of breaking balls this at bat.
Checked his swing, but he went 2 down. And that will leave it up to Florimon, who failed in his at bat in the 3rd inning.
2 huge strikeouts for Hughes. He's averaged about 7 strikeouts per 9 innings. That might have been a called 3rd strike.
Well, another breaking ball, and again, a young guy wants to hit the fastball, wants to be ready for it if he gets it, but if you really think about it, analyze it, there just wasn't much chance he was going to get a fastball strike to hit in that situation.
Big at bat for Pedro Florimon. Slashed foul. Florimon came up after Hicks hit his double in the 3rd inning and just simply trying to pull the ball. He had a weak pop up to the 3rd baseman Adams. The game generally, and sometimes a game, will give you often a second chance, and Florimon's been given that here in the 4th inning. One and one. This will be the 70th pitch for Phil Hughes. One and one to the Twin shortstop. Sharply hit, but right to the Yankee shortstop. Gonzalez fires across, and the Twins fizzle in the 4th.
worth of scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery for Bree and Mark. They have been dating for a couple of years. Bree's a Twins fan. Mark is from New York. He's a Yankees fan. Bree, how do you do it? How do you make this relationship work?
You know, he's got a lot of good qualities about himself, but this is not one of them.
Don't you dare take her to the dark side.
I've been trying for quite some time. It's a fighting battle.
Unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful thus far.
You stick with it, Bree. You be strong.
I'm a diehard.
A big circle from Bert as well. $100 worth of scratch-off tickets for our winners tonight. No fisticuffs, though, Dick and Bert. They kept it clean. They're getting along for tonight.
Good. Bree, stay strong. Stay strong.
Lyle Overbay will lead off the 5th inning for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Chris Stewart and David Adams.
What did he do in his first at-bat?
Well, he grounded out.
Oh, did he ground out? Okay. Since all first 9 batters grounded out, there's a good chance.
Very good chance.
The question was how weakly.
How many hops? Outside 2-2. Now the Twins had a great chance to tack on to a 1-0 lead. Didn't get it done through the bottom of the order, and now Overbay, Stewart, Adams, and Gonzalez, the bottom of the Yankee order, will try to get something started on their side in the 5th. Fouled away. Yankees 6 games out in their division. Twins 6.5 games out in theirs. The Yankees 4 games above 500. The Twins 7 games under. Breaking ball left up high. That is going to stay fair. Mauer's got to hurry, and he'll have no play. A 30-foot infield single to start the 5th.
Only one had a chance to get that ball was probably the pitcher Doduno, but his momentum kind of takes him over by that third baseline. A swinging bunt right here. And Doduno didn't react right away. By the time he did, Joe Mauer, don't even know if Doduno went over there and got that ball. Sometimes it just lands in no man's land.
Chris Stewart, the batter.
Yeah, that's more of a pitcher's ball than a catcher's ball because it went out way too far. See if they can get a ground ball right here.
Liner to left. Arcia comes in, catches the liner, 1 away. That'll bring up David Adams. Set your compass due north Thursday nights on Fox Sports North. Join host Bill Shirk and Laura Schara as they take a look at the stories and adventures of outdoor enthusiasts in the upper Midwest. Due North Outdoors, Thursdays at 6, even on the 4th of July, only on Fox Sports North. David Adams with a ground ball to Florimone his first time up. Over his head into center field. And a base hit for the number 8 batter, Adams. The 3rd Yankee hit. They've all come second time through the order.
Hey, jumping on that first pitch, it was up a little bit, but Adams fought it off and hit it right back up the middle. Got out very quickly right there and hit it right over the head of Doduno.
That ball down toward the label of the bat too. Again, he's first and second, a little bit of trouble, and neither guy hit the ball very hard. The way they went up there wanting to hit it, that's for sure.
Gonzalez hit a ground ball to Dozier. Doduno will try to get him to do it again. Missing inside, ball 1.
Yeah, Gonzalez started the season with the Chicago Cubs and then traded over on May 9th. Sent to AAA, then recalled by the Yankees on June 21st.
At the belt, 1-1.
Well, you pitch deep into the ball game. There's going to be a couple innings that you really have to find that little extra, and Duduno had needed it last inning, and he's going to need it again here.
Slice to right. It's down for a hit into the corner. Overbay will score the tying run. Adams going to third. Mick Kelleher's waving him in. And Dozier will fire home, not in time. A 2-run double. And the Yankee bottom of the lineup getting it done, while the Twins bottom of the lineup did not.
Yeah, Gonzalez inside out swing, a double down that line, picks up his third and fourth RBIs as a Yankee. Sliced into that corner.
Rick Anderson to the mound.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gonzalez, that's his first 2 RBIs as a Yankee. He had 2 of them with the Cubs.
Cubs made a trade today. Sent Scott Feldman to the Orioles. Got Pedro Strop back, or over to the Cubs. Carlos Marmol traded by the Cubs to the Dodgers for Matt Guerrero. Second time through the order, the Yankees got 4 hits and a walk. After a perfect first trip through the order, much more difficult time the second time. Gardner, a number to Duduno, and a strikeout. The only strikeout Duduno has gotten so far tonight. Runs up as if the bunt takes a strike, and Gardner doesn't think so. On the corner, strike 2. Blocked by Mauer. A pitch in the dirt, 1-2.
He tried to go back to that breaking ball that struck out Gardner in the 4th inning. Last innings.
Phrase you hear managers or pitching coaches talk about, say quite often, and Ron Gardenhire really uses it. The ball seems to come out of Duduno's hand easily. His delivery is such where it just looks like he could throw a baseball all day if you let him. There doesn't seem to be overexertion as he throws any particular pitch. Finally has the one he wants from Mauer, 1-2. One and two to Gardner. Duduno slowing his pace down in the middle innings with a lot of men on base. Indians keep rolling along. They're up in the middle innings over the Royals 4-0 in Kansas City. One and two. Foul tip, and Mauer taking it off his shin guard. That one stung.
I was going to say, that stung Joe.
Off the inside of his right foot.
That's like doing that as a hitter and fouling it off your foot, and I can tell you how much that, well, I can't tell you, but you'll have to trust me how much that hurts.
Corey Blazer, the home plate umpire, taking his time, letting Joe get some feeling back in that right foot if he can.
Duduno will try again on 1-2. Breaking ball off the plate, 2-2. Pitch count elevated now to 84.
Yeah, again, Duduno against the Royals in his last start, 87 pitches in 7 very good innings. Here he's trying to get out of the 5th.
Crack down the line, foul by about 4 or 5 feet. Pulled after 7 innings because the Twins were at the plate a long time in the bottom of the 7th inning.
25 in the 4th and 19 so far this inning.
Still just 1 out on the board here in the 5th. Back to Duduno, and he underhands it about 45 feet to Morneau for out number 2. On the play, Gonzalez goes to 3rd, and that'll bring up Suzuki. Time's running out to vote for your 2013 All-Star selections. You can help send Joe Mauer to the All-Star game by voting up to 35 times at twinsbaseball.com/vote-Mauer. Vote exclusively on your home computer or mobile phone, and the voting will end Thursday at 11 o'clock Central Time, and I will just assume that's 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Big runner to leave at 3rd. That's what Duduno will try to do with Suzuki at the plate and 2 away.
Yeah, Suzuki's been to 10 All-Star games,
including his first one in Seattle.
Hey, Bert, look at this. My heart jumped right in my throat when he made this throw. He underhands that ball almost from the mound. I thought of you immediately and thought maybe you want to take him down to pitcher's fielding practice next spring training.
Well, maybe he feels better that way. He didn't want to wind up and throw a sinker over to Justin.
What do you think TK would have said about that throw down in front?
Oh my! Oh my!
1 strike. Another chopper foul.
He would have definitely stopped the game in the minor leagues.
He'd have stopped spring training, but he'd have stopped the pitcher's fielding practice at 10 o'clock in spring training. I know that.
Not to explain it or to excuse it, but just a little background. Duduno wasn't with the Twins much in spring training. He was with the WBC and then came back to camp and was injured with a groin pull. 2 strikes. Nice block by Mauer with the runner at 3rd and 2 down.
Yeah, pretty good take right there by Suzuki. Straight over the top, breaking ball, and Suzuki laid off of it.
You know, the difference, you pointed it out last night. Duduno on that pitch got it on the other side of home plate. Much easier pitch to block than some of the ones Ryan Doman was asked to block last night.
Right.
1-2. And a number up the line, and Duduno fumbles the ball, and another run will score.
I think he tried to get it and then tag Suzuki. Tried to do it all in one motion and just never got the ball in his glove.
Yep, he was right in front of me, guys, and you could see his eyes. He was really, really unsure about whether he could field it and tag or whether he was going to have to make a throw.
Yeah, it'll be an infield base hit. You see Suzuki trying to get him and then tag him, but and then showing his frustration. So Suzuki will get an infield base hit, picking up an RBI, and it's a 3-1 Yankees lead. Went over there, maybe took his eye off the because of Suzuki right there, and then realizing, you need the ball.
He did. His eyes looked up almost right directly at me because Suzuki was in line between Samuel and me right here, and by the Twins dugout. He just didn't look the ball all the way into his glove.
A 3-run fifth so far, and Cano at the plate.
And only one ball hit hard, and that one down the right field line. The hitter was not trying to hit it to right field. It's amazing to me the runs and hits and base runners that can be generated off of Duno without balls being hit very hard.
Well, it started with overbase,
right.
kind of a swinging butt toward the third baseline, and nobody really had a play. Adams got that fastball in, lined it up the middle, and then Gonzalez kind of inside out swing down that right field line. And then Suzuki's swinging bunt.
The old sayings, put the ball in play and some good things happen. You can't help but watch this. And what Roy talked about and you talked about, and then you think back to the bottom of the fourth. Twins had runners at second and third. Parmelee and Hicks didn't put the ball in play. Didn't really give much of a chance to flare one in to the outfield for a base hit or get a number for a base hit.
And I don't care who's wearing a Yankees uniform. It's not Rodriguez, it's not Jeter, it's not Teixeira, but you have to do the little things to beat this organization, the Yankees. Especially the way the Twins have played them over the years.
Plouffe a long way in foul territory, and he gets there. Nice play to finally end the inning. 4 hits, 3 runs for New York in the 5th. A rougher 5th. Samuel Duno not happy with the turn of events here at Target Field.
You know what? And I said he's a pitcher that shows his emotions. Nothing wrong with that. He expected better. Hopefully the Twins can get back into this ball game.
Had a great chance to do more damage than they did in the 3rd and 4th inning. Dozier shows bunt, takes ball 1. Twins got a leadoff walk, follow-up double in the 4th, and did not score. Now Dozier, Mauer, and Domet in the 5th. Strike call, 1-1. fouled back, got a pitch up. 1-2.
Well, for Phil Hughes, the 3 runs are huge to him. His last 2 starts, Yankees did not score any runs in the 2 starts that he had. One against the Dodgers, one against the Rangers.
Yeah, he went 8 innings, gave up 5 hits, allowed 2 runs to the Rangers, and lost. That's a pretty good lineup. And if you hold them to 2 runs, you got to figure you've done your job.
Well, and, you know, as a pitcher, that's all you can do, keep your club in the game. And, you know, you hope that what Duno has done here, hopefully his offense will pick him up.
Popped up over our heads.
You know, that's one of the hardest things, I think, for myself to learn, because early on in my career, you lose 2-1, you know, 3-2, 1-0. I took it upon myself. It was my fault because I gave up that run. And, you know, it took a while to realize that, hey, you know, I can only do so much. You keep your club in the game. That's what you want to do, and make a game of it as it gets into the, you know, 8th and 9th inning. That's all you can do. But it's hard. You saw Duno's reaction. He knows.
Tapper to short. Easy play for Gonzalez. 1-1. Get ready for Fox Sports 1, America's new 24-hour sports network. Fox Sports 1 will be your home for great live sports, all the news and highlights you want, shows and specials that only Fox could bring you. America's new sports network is Fox Sports 1, coming August 17th. Joe Mauer drove in the Twins' run with a single in the 3rd with 2 outs, and then Doma followed up with another single, but Morneau lined out to center. Twins had a span of 5 plate appearances where they got a walk, 3 hits, and a lineout, but still just 1 run up on the board. Strike over the inside corner. Homer Bailey's 2nd career no-hitter in Cincinnati tonight. 3-0 over the Giants.
Congratulations, Homer Bailey.
The Reds have fallen to 3rd place in the National League Central. They still have the 4th best record in the National League.
I was going to say, that's because of the Pirates.
1-1.
They are playing tonight looking for their 10th straight win, the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Philadelphia right now up 3-1 in the top of the 9th inning in Pittsburgh.
To short center. 3 Yankees converge, and a great catch at short by Alberto Gonzalez. What a tremendous catch, diving, facing the outfield.
That takes a lot of concentration right there, because you have Gardner, you have Almonte, all coming in, all converging. Sometimes a very dangerous play. And it's Gonzalez diving at the last second, probably hoping to hear somebody say, "I've got it." Instead, he got it. What a great catch.
Spectacular catch, guys. It really is, for a shortstop to be running straight back and looking. You saw his neck. There wasn't any turn left or right. He was looking straight back up over the bill of his cap, and then had to adjust to the ball, moving just a little bit left. And as you say, Bert, diving at the last second, that takes a lot of concentration, and the sky is not really all that conducive to seeing all that well either right now.
Roy, I'm sure you've made play like that once or twice, or a handful of times in your career, but you know, I mean, you go back as far as he did, you're hoping to hear something, right?
You're praying to hear it. I got it, and I got it.
Yeah.
And Doma grounds one through the right side, his 2nd hit. Now the Twins need a backup hit by Morneau.
But, you know, as an infielder, you just go, as you guys have talked about many times, you just go until you hear something. If you hear nothing, it's your ball to get.
Good luck.
That was just a tremendously athletic play.
Well, my former roommate many years ago, Danny Thompson, ran into Herman Hill's knee in the minor leagues and just shattered his face on a play something just like that.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Yes.
Very dangerous play.
Morneau 0 for 2, lined out to center fielder Gardner his last time up. Fouled back, a strike.
Just a little frustrated right there. That was a great swing. That was as good a swing as he's had in a while. He got the big end of the bat right to the ball. Just got under. Just got a little bit too much of the bottom of the ball, Dick.
His last at bat, he just missed a fastball that he swung through.
Lifted high to left field. Almonte comes in to end the inning. 5 complete. The Yankees with a 3-1 lead over the Twins. Free agents Chase Buttinger and Kevin Martin help the Timberwolves cause. Phil Irvin examines the situation at foxsportsnorth.com. Travis Hafner to lead off the Yankees 6. The Yankees leading now 3-1. Twins had an early 3-1 lead last night. We'll try to come back from a deficit here tonight. Strike one to Hafner. 0 for 2 in the ballgame.
Yeah, Duno needed 41 pitches in the first 3 innings. He needed 51 over the last couple innings. So he needs a quick inning here in the 6th inning.
As we approach the part of the game where the game typically is handed over to the bullpen, Ron Gardenhire said today that there will be a switch in roles in the bullpen involving Jared Burton, Brian Dunsing, and then paired with Casey Fiend, Caleb Thielbar. Sharply hit, and the shortstop Florimo playing in a good spot to turn it into an out. One away. Basically, what the Twins are going to do is take Burton and put him in what was Fiend's role, and take Dunsing and put him in what was Thielbar's role. So now, if the Twins are in the 7th, 8th inning, and they've got a left-handed matchup they want, they will put Thielbar in there rather than Dunsing. And similarly, Fiend will inherit Burton's 8th inning role.
Yeah, Burton's just struggling a little bit. You know, I mean, the last couple outings, he'd given up the go-ahead runs, 0-2. And I think you mentioned it, since June 6th. You know, he's really been struggling almost a month. So, yeah, I mean, put him in a different role until he finds himself again. And for Dunsing, I mean, my goodness, he's in, every other ballgame.
Yeah. And it might be just a week and a half, 2 weeks. It's an open-ended arrangement, and the hope is that the reassigned roles will get both the veterans Dunsing and Burton going again. To left field, Arcia with a long run, and he makes a nice running catch and foul. Fair territory. Beg your pardon. Joyce said that ball was caught in fair territory.
I might as well throw my opinion in here. Duno, you know, if he can get through this inning, even though he's nearing the 100, you got to stretch out the starters a little bit to take some of the burden off of those guys out in that bullpen.
You know, the other thing that would help make that decision such a good one, in my opinion, Bert, is because, again, managers look and pitching coaches look at how hard the ball's been hit off their pitcher, and even if a guy gets through an inning, if he late in the game, if he gives up 3 straight line drives in the 6th inning, he might not go out there for the 7th with a high pitch count. But they're still not hitting the ball hard against Duno. There's no reason for him to come out, right?
I agree.
Chopped up the line foul, and I guess I'd like to get your guys' reaction to something that is said about Duno, and I parroted it. Hit last inning. The ball just seems to come out. He looks like the type of guy, if he is tiring, he doesn't display it. It just looks like it's coming out of his hand the same way it did in the first inning.
And it's always moving, too. It's not like a straight fastball that goes from 94 to 90 late in the ball game. There's always movement. You know, he's not overpowering. He'll top out at 91, 92, but there's always that movement that'll create ground ball outs. 12 ground ball outs so far for Duno in this ball game.
2-1 to Overbay. On a liner caught knee high by Dozier, and a 1-2-3-6 for Samuel Duno. Of his night. Quality start, and the in-game box score for the Twins showing hits up and down, but they haven't done enough to score more than 1 run.
Joe Lauer with the RBI single with 2 outs, that giving the Twins a 1-0 lead. That in the 3rd inning. But the Duno pitched great. 102 pitches, 66 strikes. Wish he could have gone out one more time, but that's their decision. And it is a quality start, and you can see Duno. He'd like to have that inning back as a pitcher, and that's the competitiveness inside of that young man right there.
Blue, Farsi, and Parmalee, and if the Twins can do some damage here, score 3 or more runs, Duno can still be a winning pitcher here tonight. Blue with a single and a walk. Breaking ball, missing ball 1. Tigers ended up beating Toronto 7-6. Cleveland's frittered away an early 4-0 lead against Kansas City. That game tied. Popped up right side. Michiro trots in. 1 away. That'll bring up Arcia. Arcia after Plouffe's leadoff walk drove a double down the left field line. The Twins leading 1-0 at the time, had a great chance to put up a crooked number. Instead, next 3 batters were retired, and the Yankees clustered some hits and walks and other things to score their 3 runs in the top of the next inning. Strike 1 to Arcia.
Yeah, 9 fly ball outs that Hughes has had here tonight, with 4 ground ball outs to go with his 3 strikeouts.
Arcia a year ago was on his way to the All-Star game to play in the Futures game, and now boom, here he is, a regular fixture in the middle of the Twins lineup. 1-1. So as we move forward toward the All-Star game, and Byron Buxton, Miguel Sano are going to be playing in the Futures game, you might want to pay attention, because very rarely it seems does someone get to the Futures game and they don't make their major league appearance sometime in the next couple of years.
Well, you know, what's cool about that Futures game is, I mean, there's 40,000-50,000 people there. These young guys get to play in front of that type of crowd.
We had our pregame chat with Terry Ryan. I asked him whether he was going on the next road trip, and he's going to go to New York. Twins finish the first half of the year in New York, and then the All-Star game is there. Arcia swings and misses, 3-2. And Terry, as he always does, he goes for the Futures game. Doesn't stay for the All-Star game. He just likes to go to the Futures game to see how his guys do, and then he'll come home.
That's that scout coming out of him.
Yeah. Full count to Arcia. Foul back. Twins out hitting the Yankees 6-5, but the Yankees bunched most of the hitting they did. 4 of their 5 hits came together in the 5th inning to score 3 runs. 3-2. Checked his swing and he drew a walk. That'll get Parmalee to the plate. Baseball's greatest stars gathering for the biggest event of the summer, the Midsummer Classic. Returning to New York, Citi Field, home of the Mets. Home field advantage for the World Series on the line. It's the 2013 Major League Baseball All-Star Game, live from New York, July 16th, only on Fox. Well, we mentioned it during the Florimone at bat in the 4th, and we'll mention it again here in the Parmalee at bat. He came up with a man aboard and 2 out in the 2nd and struck out, but the killer was his strikeout in the 4th. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Not only did Parmalee strike out, but then Hicks also struck out. Florimone grounded out, and there went the rally.
Well, what Phil Hughes did in those 2 at-bats, he went to that breaking ball on both those hitters, on Parmalee and Hicks. And he starts Parmalee off with that slow curveball, but he missed.
Foul back. The fastball evening the count. One and one to Chris Parmalee. Fouled back. Another fastball.
Yeah, he cannot catch up to his fastball. He keeps fouling it off. That's that sneaky fast that Roy was talking about. Kind of a compact delivery, not a long arm, kind of a short armor, but good release at about 91 to 93 miles an hour.
1-2 to Parmalee.
Go back to the fastball. Now outer half of the plate.
2-2.
That's the outer half of the plate. Oh, well, look at his delivery in the stretch position. That short arm of Hughes. A lot of pitchers will bring that arm all the way back. He kind of starts it right up just behind his shoulder. And releases the ball.
Breaking ball wide of the plate, 3-2. See if the Twins move Arcia here, but I would guess not, with Parmalee striking out a couple of times already.
Stewart, very good arm behind the plate.
Preston Claiborne warming up.
Sitting inside.
Fly ball right field. Ichiro comes in 2 steps, out number 2. Today was the international signing day, and while the Twins won't confirm anything, they have been working on a couple of guys. Lewin Diaz is the most prominently mentioned to possibly come to the Twins. I really like this setup, the second year that they've had it, the way that they allot and seed, I guess, allotments for major league teams to go down to the Dominican Republic and draft these youngsters.
Well, a lot of gambling going on right there. You know, you sign a kid that's 16 years old and you hope that he develops. Has he already reached his potential? Kind of what scouts have to do when they go out and scout a high school kid. You know, same thing. Is he already reached his potential, or is, you know, through, like Terry said, through the family history?
Right.
You know, as a young man that's maybe 150 pounds, is he going to be, you know, maybe 210 as he turns 22, 23 years old? They knew when I signed. I was about 160 pounds when I signed, but, you know, I have a sister that's 400 pounds, so they looked at my sister Trudy and said, "Oh, he's going to gain weight." I hope my sister's listening.
That is one of the worst things you've ever said on television. What an awful comment. 1-0 to Hicks.
That's not the worst I've said.
And as of this point, at 9:13 on Tuesday, July 2nd, as far as we know, you'll be on the air again tomorrow night, right?
We are playing New York, aren't we?
1-0 to Hicks. Another breaking pitch in the dirt.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about my sister. Trudy, I love you.
There's so many things I want to say.
I know.
You're in enough trouble with your family as it is. I don't need to join in. 100 pitches for Hughes.
Anybody could take it as my sister Trudy.
Well, we'll see what Hicks gets here. You'd like to think he's worked himself into a favorable count for a purpose. Doubled his first time up and scored the lone Twins run. On one hop to Cano. And the Twins head to the 7th, down by a pair to the Yankees.
Twins took a 1-0 lead. Samuel Laduno, the first 9 batters he faced, all ground ball outs. Bauer getting the base hit to put the Twins up 1-0 in the 3rd inning. But in the 5th inning, 4 hits by the Yankees, highlighted by Alberto Gonzalez. Slashed down the right field line, scored a couple runs. And an Ichiro, an infield base hit, and an RBI for a 3-1 Yankee lead.
Anthony Swarzak in as the Twins go to the bullpen after 6 innings, and technically a quality start for Samuel DeDuno. 4 1-2-3 innings out of the 6.
Well, you see the 52 2/3 innings right there for Anthony Swarzak. That is the most innings pitched by any reliever in the American League. Swarzak normally comes into a ball game and hopefully goes 2-3 innings at a time. 4 innings a couple times this year. Actually 3 times he went 4 innings.
Stewart, Adams, and Gonzalez. Strike on the outside corner. Down low, 1-1. Twins better figure out a way to beat the Yankees, because they'll see a lot of them in the next 2 weeks. 4 games here, then the Twins go on the road. And at the end of a week-and-a-half long road trip, they have 3 more games in New York. They'll be done with the Yankees at the All-Star break. Florimon to his left, gobbles up the second hop, and throws to first to get Stewart 1 away. And I don't know whether you agree with the statement I made last night, but if the Twins can somehow tread water here with this tough stretch of games before the All-Star break, knowing that they need to get back to 500 eventually, it just, the schedule doesn't encourage that, as the Twins are taking on teams that have at least a 500 record.
Well, you want to, you have to get back to 500 no matter how you play. You need good pitching. You need good timely hitting. And in today's ball game, that 4th inning, that kind of hurt the Twins. See if they can rebound from that. Runners at second and third, nobody out, and didn't put a run on the board.
And they'll have to go to at least the All-Star break without their most clutch hitter of a year ago, Josh Willingham, put on the disabled list today. 1-1. Adams lined a single and scored in the 5th. Into the right field corner, chased by Parmalee. It'll roll all the way into foul territory, and it's a 1-out double. And now the ball misplayed in the corner apparently, and Adams will gain third base. Don't know what happened. The ball disappeared from our view, but Adams, who was gliding into second, and then scampered an extra base, and he'll be at third with 1 out.
Yeah, that ball had to be bobbled right there. Again, out of our view. It's another slash down that right field line, almost what Gonzalez did in the 3-run 5th inning, right into that corner. And Parmalee tried to get to it, bobbled it a little bit, and that's what happened right there.
Should be an error charged to Parmalee, I would think. Gonzalez with the infield in and 1 out. A double and an error.
For Parmalee, that's his first error of the year. He's been very solid out in right field. Always a tough play trying to get that corner and then the ball, you're meeting the wall and the ball at the same time. See if Swarzak can get this guy out right here. Gonzalez, infield in.
A safety squeeze was on and bunted in the air. The runner at third, Adams, held his ground, and then when contact was made, he took 1 step only toward home plate and then retreated.
Well, right here I see Adams ready to go, but then he saw that that ball was foul.
1-1. Two and 1.
Rob Thompson, the third base coach, Telling Adams where they're going to go out to eat later.
Two and one. Punch through the hole on the right side. Adams scores. It's 4-1.
Well, with the infield in right there, Gonzalez again, kind of a check swing, half a swing, and picks up his third RBI of the ball game. It's not even a full swing, just kind of a whoop. The ball just found a hole into right field.
So he's driven in 3 of the 4 Yankee runs. Made a great play in the field.
Awesome catch.
Brett Gardner, the batter, 0 for 3. Gardner probably thrilled that Duduno is out of the game. 2 little comebackers. Fouled away and a strikeout. Duduno's only strikeout in his 6 innings of work. Talked about it last night. We're at the point of the game where 9 out of 10 of the key hits in this Twins-Yankee rivalry, if you want to call it that, but it sure seems like 9 out of 10 of the key hits in the last 3 innings go the Yankees' way. They've added a run here in the 7th. Ordinarily, they've got a lineup that is more experienced than the Twins, but that's really not as much the case these days. It's been guys like Adams and Gonzalez who've done most of the damage here tonight.
And it was an Almonte last night.
Yeah,
drove in 3 runs. Excuse me, 2 runs.
2-1 to Gardner. Fly to center. Routine enough for Hicks. Out number 2. And it'll bring up Suzuki. With the 2013 baseball season at nearly the midpoint, it's a good time to get your group together and head down to Target Field. Organize your business, church, school, maybe just some of your closest friends, maybe some friends whom you're really not that close to but would enjoy a baseball game with them. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Check out the options, learn about the cool benefits that group organizers receive for pulling it all together. You can come with people you actually can't stand and may get to know them better, and some lifelong friendships might result because of that.
Sounds like you've been to some games with some people like that.
A liner off the tip of the glove of Florimo. Gonzalez rounding second, going to third. Suzuki punching a soft line drive just an inch too tall for Florimo.
Well, Florimo timed his leap perfectly too, but Suzuki, that's Ichiro at his best right there. And you can see, I mean, Florimo got up as high as he could, and he needed Dan Gladden's glove. That would have been hit right in the center of it.
Which is bigger, Dan Gladden's glove in left field or TC's glove?
Same. It's almost the same.
It's the same glove. Three more hits here in the 7th against Swarzak. Another Yankee run. It's 4-1. First and third, 2 down, and the guy who had such a destructive night against Twins pitching last night, Robinson Cano, will bat.
You want to be careful right here. Hafner on deck, but this is a guy that can hurt you. Leading the Yankees in RBIs with 51. Still a game right now. Twins down by 3.
Swarzak and Cano play a game of cat and mouse. The Yankees are into the second half of their season. This is game number 83 for them. So you look at Cano's numbers, and 51 runs batted in, and we know full well what a great player he is. And in its own way, that kind of makes Morneau's 48 runs batted in look a little bit better. Just 3 runs batted in. Here's a drive to Cano, who's added 2 more, 3 more to the list.
Boy, hung that breaking ball right there. Cano almost looked like he was sitting on it. Home run number 20 on the year for Cano. His 3rd of this series.
Swarzak given the 7th inning, and now he's given up 4 runs.
On Swarzak's last outing, he gave up a couple of home runs to Hosmer. And here, I mean, look how well he stayed back. I said going in at the bat, you have to be careful on this guy. If you walk him, you walk him. He's the guy that can beat you late in the ball game.
Hafner takes a strike. Fouled away, 2 strikes. The Twins have played without Josh Willingham last night, essentially without Mauer. Ryan Presley warming up. And the sheer volume of runs allowed by the starters and the relievers make this make it very tough for the Twins to win a ball game. 19 runs coming into today, and Hafner almost got sawn off.
Oh, Diamond, I thought pitched a good ball game last night. He only gave up 3 runs, 2 earned runs, and all those runs coming off the bat of Cano. Here tonight, Deduno pitched good, but a bullpen that hasn't been overused. It's pitched a lot of innings. And nobody has pitched more innings as a reliever than the guy on the mound right now, Swarzak.
1-2 to Hafner.
And home run, that 5th home run that Swarzak has allowed, and 3 of those coming in his last 2 outings.
Hafner strikes out. And the inning ends. 4 more runs for the Yankees. The big swing, a Robinson Cano home run, his 3rd already in the series.
presented by Subway. Well, the Yankees opening up the ball game with 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning for a 7-1 lead. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins.
You got 2 more shots at this thing here in this homestand, and you're going to take a little time off, right?
Well, I'll meet you in Tampa. I'll meet you.
Yeah, but you're going to take the Toronto series off, yes. So someone else is going to read that.
You betcha, eh?
And then you're going to do the series in Tampa, then you're going to take some more time off.
Yes.
And then eventually, later this year, I saw your name on a list of Hall of Famers who will be going to Cooperstown to take part in the festivities, the induction ceremonies at the end of July.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
What was that like last year? I mean, 2 years ago, you had to make a speech, and you know,
it's relaxing.
Yeah,
it was relaxing.
I can imagine.
Gail and I could actually walk the streets and talk to people,
right,
and not have to worry about giving a speech. Actually, I am doing a presentation this year on Fred Clark. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You were on that committee, right?
Right. Well, no, this is we're going to take some of the Hall of Famers during the war period and just kind of give them some recognition. Now, this year, Deacon White is going in as a player, and then Hank O'Day, an umpire, and then Jacob Rupert, the owner of the Yankees many moons ago.
2-2. Pedro Florimon leading off the Twins 7th. But I wanted to ask you about that because I read about that. There will be no living player being inducted this year, but the Hall of Fame, as Boone Logan warms up in the Yankee bullpen, is
great nephews of these individuals.
But they're honoring guys who are in the Hall of Fame, but they did not go through an induction ceremony, right? That's the way I understand it.
Right.
And so, but what I don't know, and maybe you do, is why there was it because of the war of World War II?
That's a good question. Yeah. I'm not sure.
It's in that era.
Yes.
Full count to Florimon. Dozier on deck. Fly ball, short left field. This is Gonzalez's night. A relatively easy play compared to the one he made in the 5th inning. 1 down.
Well, Hughes out there for his 7th inning. He had 101 pitches through 6 innings, as DeDuno had 102 pitches through 6 innings.
One down. Brian Dozier, the batter, 0 for 3 on the night. Foul back coming over near us.
Right, no. Oh, Dan Gladden.
Well, his watch survived this one. Didn't quite get into the booth.
He had the booth covered. He was protecting Corey over there.
1 strike. Now a ball. 1-1. High fly to left field. Dozier gives it a ride. Almonte going back. And on the track makes the catch on number 2.
All right, gave up Phil Hughes the RBI single to Joe Mauer with 2 outs, but he has settled down nicely. Given up only 3 hits since that RBI single to Mauer. Couple walks, 3 strikeouts.
Mauer, the batter, drove in the Twins' run with a single to right field. That scored Hicks, who had led off the inning with a double. The base hit by Mauer in the 3rd ended the 0 for 18 skid. Pop fly by Mauer in the fifth was hauled in on a tremendous catch by Alberto Gonzalez.
12 fly ball outs tonight, 5 ground ball outs, and 3 strikeouts for Hughes.
Indians have picked up a couple of runs. They're leading Kansas City 6-4 in the 7th. Royals have tied the game on an Alex Gordon grand slam. To center, hit right at the center fielder Gardner. And they hit again. 7 strong for Phil Hughes. And a 7-1 Yankee lead. Nice comeback by the Twins to win this one tonight. Doesn't get easier tomorrow with CC Sabathia going for the Yankees.
Yeah, big outing for P.J. Walters with, Pelfrey, who had a rehab start. 6 very good innings. He looks like he's on the path to come and join the Twins. So Walters wants to do a lot better than he did in his last 3 outings. And CC Sabathia, he's always been tough on the Twins. He's tough on everybody.
Mike Pelfrey pitched in Cedar Rapids last night. 6 innings, was only going to go 4, but the team he was facing, the Class A team, kept putting the ball in play early, so we went 6 innings. Ryan Presley comes out of the Twins pen here in the 8th.
Yeah, Presley making his 26th relief appearance. .36 hits in the 37 2/3 innings for Presley. 15 walks, 1 intentional with 25 strikeouts. He's given up just 1 home run.
Down and in, 2-0.
His last 4 outings, he has given up some runs. So Presley has not been as sharp as we have seen him. In the month of June, no record, but an ERA at almost 6, 5.91.
I guess the reason for it and the theory you gave makes as much sense as anything. A lot of these guys have worked more than they should, and eventually it will catch up with you. But all that really matters, I suppose, they're just not getting it done. The whys would be nice to figure out, I suppose, but
I always talk about a second wind or sometimes a third wind throughout the season, meaning that you're going to hit a little bit of a lull from time to time, almost what they call a dead arm stage. You have it in spring training.
The ball driven into the right field corner, and Almonte has his first hit, and it's a leadoff double in the 8th.
Almonte, who picked up 3 hits last night, gets a double, his 4th double since being called up to the Yankees.
And Presley didn't accumulate an ERA in the 2s by leaving belt-high fastballs right over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, his last 4 outings, 7 innings, 7 2/3 innings out of that bullpen. He's given up 7 runs.
You know, this is going to sound trite, and I don't mean it to be, but it doesn't make any difference whether your name is Ryan Presley or Jared Burton or whomever. The solution is simple. You just got to make more, better pitches. And what we've seen over the last few weeks, so many pitches left right down the middle of the plate.
How many times did we see early on in April and May the bullpen had the best ERA in all of baseball?
Right.
I mean, they were working together as a group. Now, maybe because a couple guys are struggling, mentally it's like, okay, I have to come in, I have to put the 0 on the board. You put that little added pressure on yourself.
1 strike to a ball, 1-1 to Overbay.
And when I say a dead arm, it just doesn't mean that, arm's dead. It means that you're throwing that fastball and it's just not the same life that maybe you had a couple weeks ago. And then, you keep working hard and all of a sudden it'll come back again. You'll get your second win. And you might fall into kind of what Burton's going through right now. Now he's got to find his second win. It happens to starters. It happens to relievers.
But when it happens to the bullpen collectively, well, then it's tough because you don't have any options.
Right.
The Twins have already reassigned.
I have
roles.
an option. Let the starter go deeper in the ball games.
Make them pay for the fact they didn't pitch 6-7 innings in April and May, right?
That's right. Well, I mean, here you are. It's almost the middle of summer. It's July now. Now you're expected to go deep into the ball game. You can get that pitch count up to 120.
Inside, 2-2.
But that's the old school talking again.
I actually went to an old school. First school I went to was built in 1920.
Well, I think the biggest thing, there's a strikeout right there, Presley, is that the Twins want to protect the arms, of all these youngsters. You look at Presley right here. I mean, he's making the jump from minor leagues. Gibson's going to be starting here on, Thursday afternoon. You want to protect their arms. You want to watch the innings pitch, the pitch count.
Chris Stewart, the batter. To center, hanging in the air for Hicks. He makes the catch out, number 2. Went through the Twins roster the other day, and the numbers surprised me. And I asked you about this, and you came closer to the number than I thought you would, or anyone would. 25 guys on the roster. Now, it still applies today with the roster move. Actually, I suppose it'd be one less player since Willingham's on the disabled list. At any rate, 25 guys on the roster right now. Foul back. And only 10 of them, with Willingham now taken off the roster, have spent an entire year in the big leagues. Now, Presley is a Rule 5 guy. Obviously, he hasn't spent a full season. Domet has. He's one of the 10. So's Morneau. So's the catcher Mauer. Carroll certainly, and some pitchers in the rotation, chopped to the right side. Well, sometimes we tend to forget how inexperienced this Twins team is. That said, they're having a tough time with the Yankees trailing 7-1.
for a rally tonight against the Yankees. We hope you'll stay with us as our coverage of this game continues after the final out in Twins Live presented by CenturyLink. And we look at Robinson Cano again, another home run tonight. That's 3 so far in the first 2 games of this series, plus some missed opportunities for the Twins, getting some runners on base, but not being able to drive them around. Plus, we'll hear from the manager, Ron Gardenhire. It's after the game. Dick and Bert.
Thank you, Marty. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Ryan Doman leading things off.
Yeah, Preston Claiborne now out on that mound for the Yankees in his rookie season. Got called up in May, making his 22nd major league appearance, all in relief. Hard throwing right-hander.
2 strikes.
Claiborne signed with the Yankees in 2010 out of Tulane University, 25 years old.
One and 2. Doman with a pair of singles. Doman's average up to 241. It's been a slow crawl upward for Doman.
Well, and you know, as the season goes on, he's going to get back to where he was last year, where he's always been. Hit 275 last year, career 272 hitter.
Tap to the right side. Over Bay to the bag, 1 down. An updated look at the AT&T Twitter poll. Which team do you enjoy the Twins beating the most? Most of you say the Yankees. We hope it happens this week.
Yeah, it just has not been enough times.
It'll be tough again tomorrow. Sabathia. Nasty left-hander, and we'll find out again tomorrow how an example of how left-handed this Twins lineup is. Twins will have no choice but to send up a lot of left-handed hitters against a guy who's always been very tough on left-handers. Here's Morneau. Inside, ball 1. Two and 0. Morneau 0 for 3. Had a mile in the air and away from home plate about 90 feet. 2 down. And it'll bring up Plouffe. Plouffe has done okay. A sharp swing of the left in the 2nd. Walk, got as far as 3rd base in the 4th. Hit a fly ball to right. Now tomorrow, some of the Twins switch hitters will hit right-handed. But in a case like tonight, Caleb Thielbar warming up. In a case like tonight, a right-handed pitcher. Willingham out of the lineup for at least the next couple of weeks. It'll be incumbent upon Plouffe, Dozier, guys like that to try to produce from the right side of the plate. Outside, 1-1.
That's a hard slider right there by Claiborne. Claiborne, a guy that kind of hesitates over that pitching rubber, but really drives off of that rubber. First time I've seen him. Explodes right there.
2-1.
Sets himself up. See that right foot on that pitching rubber on the first base side. Gets right there, and then, boy, he pushes off nicely.
Chopper to Gonzalez. And a 1-2-3 8th inning. Let's get caught up.
Now, Samuel Duno, 3 innings on all ground ball outs. Look good with a 1-0 lead. There's some of those ground ball outs. Joe Mauer put the Twins on the board with a 2-out RBI single in the 3rd inning. But then the 5th inning, not like line drives all over the place. Over base started off with like a swinging bunt. Ichiro later that inning, kind of a swinging bunt down the first base line. But the Yankees scored 3 runs, and then they put 4 on the board in the 7th.
Caleb Thielbar, who has been reassigned to the role previously held by Brian Dunsing for an open-ended amount of time, will pitch to the Yankees in the 9th inning.
I mean, look at those numbers right there. 14 relief appearances, covering 15 2/3 innings. He has yet to give up a run. 7 walks, 1 intentional, 13 strikeouts.
First pitch to Gonzalez, lifted to left field. Arcia comes in, makes the catch. Thielbar gets a quick first out, 1 down. One down, and that'll bring up Brett Gardner. Gardner hitless in the ball game. Last game of the Kansas City series, first 2 of the Yankee series, has seen the Twins give up 26 runs, and a disproportionate number of them by the bullpen. Missing inside, ball 1.
Well, Thielbar is one of only 8 major league players to start his major league career with 14 scoreless appearances since 1921.
Given what Ron Gardenhire said this afternoon, it will be interesting to see how Caleb Thielbar handles not increased workload so much as a later wake-up call or a later assignment out of the bullpen to right field. Parmalee makes the catch out, number 2. If it's true that there's a big difference between pitching the 9th inning than the 8th inning, then similarly it should be true it's different pitching in the 6th inning than the 8th inning.
Yeah, but he's pitching in the 9th inning now.
I know. It's a 7-1 ball game.
Well, and that's the way he has to look at it. You know, you just go out there and do your job, do exactly what he's been able to do, and that's put some zeros on the board. And boy, has he done that.
There might come a time tomorrow, for instance, where the Twins have a lead. It's the 8th inning. Cano's coming up, and it'll be Thielbar rather than Dunsing trying to get the left-hand batting Cano out in a key spot.
Well, you know what? One thing, and I keep track of this, Thielbar would like to be in a ball game that the Twins actually win. All right, he won a ball game that was back in Seattle, or here against Seattle, for his first major league win. All other 13 appearances, he's come into a ball game where the Twins ended up losing. So, and that's what you're talking about, Dick. You know, with the Twins with a lead, can he hold that? And only time will tell.
1-2. And pulled foul. Now both Dunsing and Burton getting a mental break. They need that. There might be some tinkering with mechanics along the way, or reinforcing pitch patterns, whatever. But it's different for a starter. I think fans probably understand. Starter starts one day, take a day off, have a bullpen session, maybe 2, depending on how much time. But how do you, if you're a reliever, how do you work on things?
Look at that. Another 1-2-3 inning for Caleb Thielbar. Wow.
Great outing by Thielbar. We'll get first response when we come back.
I'm glad my pass made it.
Yeah, very nice. I've never seen anybody bring a tambourine to a ball game.
Circle me Bert sign. Remember, I got to play the tambourine. Jim Pellinger let me play the tambourine.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's Arcia, and he takes ball one. Arcia with a fly ball to center, an opposite field double and a walk.
No, to answer your question about the relievers, I mean, yeah, hopefully, Dunsing, a guy like Dunsing's been in half the ball games. He'll hopefully get a couple days off and then regroup, and it's more of a mind over matter. You have to go out there and really concentrate on keeping that ball down and hope things go your way.
1-1 to Arcia. Popped up. It's a foul ball that'll reach the seats. Well,
and
now
Dick, it's basically the same as a starter. If you have 3 or 4 bad outings in a row, you have to really make sure that your time getting warmed up, what your goal is, what you're trying to achieve, and that's mainly getting that fastball down and away. Seen too many of the relievers leaving some pitches up. That breaking ball that Cano hit, it's almost like he was sitting on that breaking ball to hit the 3-run home run. But that ball was also thigh high.
1-2. What would Rick Anderson or any pitching coach do with a reliever who's struggling? Just shut him down from game action for 3 days and in between take him out to the bullpen and work with something early. Okay.
Early, yes. You can't do it during a ball game. You have to come out early.
1-2 to Arcia. Base hit to left. Boy, every hit he gets to the opposite field just bodes very well for this young man and what type of hitter he's already becoming.
I mean, that pitch away, he didn't try to pull it. He didn't hit the ground ball to second base. He just took that pitch that was outer half of the plate and just went with it. Had some movement on it. Good piece of hitting right there by Arcia. He picks up his second hit.
We've recently had guys play for the Twins who've had the mythical 1,000 at bats, and they still hadn't figured that part out. And if they're going to pitch him outside, he's going to take what they give him. Here's Parmalee, and he takes outside ball one. The disabling of Josh Willingham, probably in terms of playing time, means a lot more to Parmalee than it does to Arcia, who found his way in the lineup every day anyway. But with Willingham going to be gone now for 2 weeks, it opens an opportunity for Parmalee that he was looking for. He really didn't have much of an opportunity to play on a consistent basis through the month of June. 1-1. It's incumbent upon the player then to take advantage of the opportunity.
Take advantage of the opportunity. The door opens, go in. Don't stand there and wait for it to close.
And a frustrating game in that regard for Chris. He struck out a couple of times, once in a key spot. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Side 3-2. You can see what Claiborne's trying to do. The scouting report on Parmalee is pitch him hard and in.
That means as Parmalee, you got to find a way to quicken up your bat. Should get another fastball here. 7-1 ball game.
And Parmalee strikes out for the first out of the inning. His third strikeout of the ball game. Now Hicks.
A good fastball right there at 93. Claiborne just rearing back. And Parmalee swinging through it. Well, I say the scoreboard dictates, what you're going to do. Claiborne 3-2 pitch, 6-run lead for the Yankees. You're not going to try to sneak a breaking ball over. He's going to come right at you. Everything's hard. Hard fastball, hard slider.
Strike on the outside corner to Hicks. First game back after being brought back to the Major League club from Rochester. Tapper up the line, foul. White Sox beat the Orioles 5-2. Tigers a 1-run win over Toronto. Twins 2 outs away from losing their 3rd straight, and discouragingly, it's been maybe the 3 worst games consecutively that the Twins have played. Two strikes to Hicks. Check swing foul.
I think you say that, Dick, only because it's been late in the game on all 3 games.
Well, they fought to get the game tied up against Kansas City, and the one thing that the Twins were pretty much able to bank on through the first at least 2 months of the season, first 10 weeks, was a great late inning relief work, and it all kind of blew up Sunday, yesterday, and again with the Yankees leading again here tonight. But missed opportunities. 2 strikes again to Hicks. He's battling Claiborne here in the 9th inning. Cleet Thomas is in the on-deck circle. He'll hit for Florimon. Inside. Almost hit him. Two and two. Game number 80 for the Twins. So after tomorrow's game, the mathematical first half of the year is done.
Yeah, with the loss here tonight, they will drop 8 games under 500.
That's nubbed. That's going to be a tough play. Aaron Hicks gets an infield hit. First and second, one out, and now Thomas will hit.
Well, Hicks getting his 2nd hit of the ball game. And it's not Samuel Deduno on the mound. I mean, how many hits did the Yankees get like that? Overbay started that 4th inning with a hit almost just like this. A swinging bunt into no man's land.
Thomas pinch hitting for Florimon, who had gone 0 for 3. Ball 1. Thomas, one of those 15 guys that has yet to spend a full year in the major leagues. He takes a strike.
Yeah, Thomas 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
His role will change now that Hicks is back, because Hicks is here to play. Thomas now will be moved around, and I remember Terry Ryan saying when the Twins picked up Thomas a year ago, one of their attractions to him is he could play all 3 outfield positions, and that's likely the role that he'll be in now. An occasional game in center if Hicks needs a break, or either of the corner outfield spots. To short center. Gardner started back. Now he's got to hustle in, and it's Cano making a over-the-shoulder catch. Gardner was nowhere near the ball, and Cano retreated to the outfield for out number 2.
Well, the Gold Glove winner just goes back there and kind of cradles this. No problem whatsoever.
Dozier, the batter, hoping to avoid an 0 for 5. Domit's average has crept into the 240s. Dozier's has just kind of stayed stagnant in the low 230s right now at 229. One and one.
Rally caps are out.
Yep. Strike called 1 and 2. Dozier trying to keep the game alive for Mauer. Twins have a mountain to climb with 2 outs and now 2 strikes. Fouled at the plate. One and 2 to the Twins second baseman Brian Dozier. 2 and 2.
That slider just missing.
This will be the 40th pitch for Claiborne. Came in the game to pitch to the Twins in the 8th. Had a 1-2-3 inning. Wobbled a little bit here in the 9th. Full count. You can hear in the background the Twins bench still encouraging Dozier to grind out an at bat.
Well, he's missed with 2 sliders. They're not going to come back with another slider again. Dozier's got to be ready for that fastball right here.
Fastball line foul. If he throws a fastball and misses and walks him, that won't win him any favors in the Yankee dugout. But if he throws a breaking pitch with this score,
right, and walks him, right.
A stern tongue lashing.
Well, it's not like Bruce Chinn's out there. You know what I mean? I mean, crafty lefty. But here, this young man throws extremely hard. Well, he's going to come right at you.
Driven hard to left field. Almonte won't get it. With the runners going, a couple will score. Dozier to second with a 2-run double.
Well, that ball left up right there, and Dozier jumped all over it.
Talked about Dozier's encouragement from the dugout. Keep grinding out the at-bat. He ended up getting something he could handle, and he handled it.
Yeah, I don't know what that pitch was. I don't think it was a fastball, just something up. And that was not the fastball that he threw that Dozier fouled off. It was something off speed.
Pitching change with 2 outs in the 9th. Before all of that, Rivera did what he has done as he's gone through his farewell tour. He's met employees of the home ball club. Now, not members of the media, just selected employees who do everything from
there's Peg Imhoff. And Phillip. Employees have been with the Twins a long time.
And are not only not in the limelight, they shun the limelight, but just typical Rivera that he would single out those people as he's done throughout the American League and National League cities he's visited this year. He wanted to thank them, gave them an opportunity to ask him questions. He gifted each of them with a picture and an autographed baseball.
Yeah, they asked him, why is he doing this? And he said, you know what, these are the people behind the scene that for so many years I just wanted to thank for loving the game of baseball as much as I do. Very classy.
Here's Mauer against Warren, ball one.
Yeah, Warren making his 14th relief appearance. Kind of a long man for the Yankees out of the bullpen. 37 2/3 innings in his 13 appearances.
Two and 0 to Mauer. Now, Mauer, if he reaches, would create a save situation for the next relief pitcher.
Back to the rally hats.
2 and 0. Hey, almost hit him. 3 and 0.
Well, Warren came into this outing just 9 walks in 38 innings pitched.
And a strike call, 3 and 1. Behind Mauer is Doman. The tying run would be Morneau if the Twins can get the game that far. Three and 1. And he walked him. That'll bring up Doman, and that'll bring up Joe Girardi to the mound, and it's going to bring in Mariano Rivera, incredibly. So Rivera will get an opportunity to pick up another save. Last night he made the appearance in a blowout game just to get some work in. But this will be technically a save situation. And Rivera will try to get it. The Twins tribute to Mariano Rivera, and the Twins creatively giving him a chair made out of broken bats, symbolic of how many broken bats that he was responsible for.
Hey, what an awesome gift by the Twins. Ron Gardenhire came up with that thought, and they put it together.
Chair of broken dreams, and there's some sad truth to it, because this guy has been as responsible as anybody for the Yankees rubbing the Twins out of the playoffs. And he'll try to simply get one more out here and pick up another save.
Hey, you wonder, why is he retiring? 43 years old. Look at that. 26 saves and 27 save opportunities. The earned run average, unbelievable career. 634 career saves, and 33 of those coming against the Minnesota Twins.
And now Domit's job to try to extend the game to get Morneau to the plate, who would then represent the tying run. 2 on, 2 out. The Yankees leading by 4. Strike on the outside corner.
There are the saves, most in Major League history. The strikeouts, the games played and pitched in, unbelievable.
Chopper to short. And one of the easiest saves in the 600-some that Rivera has picked up in his career. 2 pitches, he ends the game, and the Yankees have won the first 2 in this series.
Well, again, the Twins, took that 1-0 lead. They had an opportunity to add on. They did not, but it was the Yankees that added on after they took that 3-1 lead. And the Twins lose 7-3.
Tom Hanneman, 3 losses in a row for the Twins at home, where they've given up 26 runs.
Not good, Dick. Twins fall short for the second consecutive night to the Yankees and drop to 21-21